The Hollywood film Wild begins shooting today in Ashland. The movie stars Reese Witherspoon and has already turned the plaza into a springtime movie set. Newswatch 12's Justin Bork is live in Ashland with more on what's going on in the city and how it's impacting the region and the state.
Well, filming is actually taking place in the plaza as we speak. You just can't see it because this is as close as we're able to get. And if you take a look behind me, I'm sure you can get a pretty good idea of why that is. Now, we did talk to the publicist for the film this morning. She actually couldn't confirm if any of the scenes being shot today have Reese Witherspoon in them, although I like to believe she's there. Now, here are a few shots of what the scene looked like yesterday. They weren't actually doing any shooting yesterday. They were just setting up the scene, adding some leaves onto the trees to make it look like springtime. What we can confirm is that this is the only day of shooting in Ashland and in the Southern Oregon region for that matter, but crews will be filming in the state through the end of fall, and a big part of the reason for that is state tax credits. This week, the Department of Revenue will be selling tax credits to the public via online auction. Between now and Friday, they'll be raising $4 million, adding to $6 million already raised in a similar auction this summer for film and television. That money goes to films that spend a certain amount on local crews, talent, and locations. Now, according to Vince Porter of the state's Film and Television Office, a film like Wild, being a pretty big film, could bring in anywhere from $1.1 to $1.3 million. But of course, they have to prove that the money is actually being spent locally in order to get that money. Now, obviously, the short-term benefit for Ashland is pretty fleeting because the film's only going to be here for a day. But I also talked to Ann Ashby of the Ashland Independent Film Festival yesterday, and she mentioned that there are a few long-term benefits as well. For one, people will be seeing the Ashland area on the big screen and the small screen after the movie is released. But secondly, and maybe even more importantly, this gives the town, many of the local production companies, and many of the venues here experience in hosting a Hollywood film, something that's not very easy to do, and apparently something that a lot of big filmmakers look for when scouting a location. Now, once again, I talked to the publicist of the film, and she said they're going to be ending shooting today. She couldn't tell me where they're going to be heading to after this, but it will be somewhere in Oregon. Live in Ashland, Justin Bork, Newswatch 12.
And you noticed a few traffic cones behind Justin, and that is maybe the cause of a traffic headache around the Ashland Plaza. Throughout the day, expect street closures, traffic rerouting, and delays. Through 4 o'clock tonight, you will not be able to drive on the streets immediately surrounding the plaza. That's Water Street from North Main Street to Central, Oak Street from East Main to Lithia Way. You can see these on this map on your screen. And Main Street from Bush Street to Pioneer Street. Through 6 o'clock tonight, you will also not be able to park on 1st or 2nd Streets in Lithia Way. You also won't be able to park or drive on Grant Street. One reason for this is this movie is set in the mid-90s. The production crew is trying to make sure no newer cars are spotted in the footage. The city of Ashland says you can expect delays and to be rerouted in the area throughout the day.